Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and today we will be remodding the Twilight V4 after public demand and after realizing that my last crack at this gun was back in Season 2. I made a short video back then and I went back and watched it, not really that happy with the results, and we have a ton of new attachments to work with, so I said I'll give it another go. Now, I am not a fanatic of the Twilight like some other people are. There are people that swear by this gun, they love it, they prefer it over the Sokol, they prefer it pretty much over anything that's precision based. It has a lot of good things going for it. I never liked its damage profile, and the fact that a gun capable of firing this fast is not fully automatic kinda took it out of the equation for me. But we're gonna take a look at it again. I'm gonna explain my thought process behind why I do what I do, and we'll take it for a spin here in the hangar to show how it should perform after modded and everything is ready. So, the Twilight V4 DMR single shot. Pretty much no damage fall off. As you can see, the line actually climbs there. That is probably because I have downrange working for it. Actually increases the damage over extreme distances. That's a funny one. Accuracy of 89, stability of 78, damage of 401, reload speed of 225, max ammo 160, stamina charge of 50, fire rate of 3, magazine capacity of 16, weak point damage of 300, and handling bonus of 5. The stars read stability, stability, fire rate, 5% each, and 5% handling, an additional 1% weak point damage and weak point hit for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. A very nice, simple boost that will help the gun deal a bit more damage. So, you see a DMR, you see 300% modifier on its crits, and you're like, I'm gonna go crit with this thing. Of course, it's such an urban legend of a gun that people at this point kinda understand that there's more to what meets the eye with the stats of this thing, and that has to do with the fact that it can take both large muzzles, large magazines, and additionally also large optics. That's what makes this guy kinda unique. So for me here, the muzzles, we only have 2 viable options, and it's not as clear cut as some people make it out to be. The choices, though, are realistically only 2. You want to go into anti-material for stability handling and 25% chance to knock down a target on hit once every 10 seconds. That does not mean that if you knock one target down, you cannot knock down another target. It's about reapplying the effect on the same target. Or you go tanker muzzle, weak point damage, stumble chance, effective range, 33% chance to briefly stun an enemy once every 15 seconds, same rules of application work here as well. I like both of these choices. The thing I want to focus on when suggesting one of the two is that knockdown is such a potent effect. Like a brief stun is like a split second where the enemy is like dazed, but a knockdown puts a warrior on its knees. It topples over the crusher. You know what I mean? So anti-material break is much more potent. You have a smaller chance of applying it, but it's just 4 bullets, and this thing takes 16 in the mag by default without any modifications. And for me, there's great value to be found here. We're gonna go anti-material break. Now for large magazines, you see a gun firing fast and you're like, okay, can we make it fire faster? I'm gonna move my beautiful recon here at this spot just behind this line, and we're gonna just spam beside this little block without compensating at all. As you can see, it is a steep climb, and now I'm gonna compensate and see the grouping for a sec. As you can see, the reticule is growing, but as long as your distances are like logical, it will group up. You will be hitting your shots. Like, the hitboxes are pretty generous in this game. If I went for the M13F2 Basra Express, the new attachment that gives you fire rate, it takes our fire rate to 3.6 6. Look what happens. I have a much bigger cone to work with now. The reticle becomes humongous, and because it becomes so big, some of the shots will be off target. You don't need 3.6 bullets on a DMR. You should be using the Sokol if you want that kind of output. For me, hands down, the best choice for this thing is armor piercing rounds. Takes your max magazine capacity to 20 and gives you 25% more damage against armored targets. Anything that has a protective layer on armor on it will take 25% extra damage, and that is pretty huge. We're talking like 1/4 of your damage. We're talking a damage profile that goes beyond 500 at this point. So use this because the precision gun, you will be using it anyway to take down the biggies. You never carry only one gun. If you are about to deal with fodder, we don't have to deal with the fodder with the DMR. We don't have to deal with the Twilight. We can use it with our CQW or something else that we are carrying. Now for large objects, this is a much more open-ended discussion. My last one was augmented sight. I wanted the extra stumble so I would pair the knockdown with the stumble and provide as much nuisance as possible to the enemy. We don't want a scope that will replace our ADS, but I really appreciate the fact that this is a DMR and we can get some juicy crits out of it. And because we're getting a reticule that kinda expands and we want to stay on target as fast as consistently as possible, I will go tac scope, weak point damage 25%, zoom magnification 25. I know that zoom magnification 25 is scary, but you also get a reveal effect. And guys, you know I swear by the reveal effect. Okay, like the reveal effect is one of the most potent buffs you can get for your damage because of course, red is dead. Everything that's revealed takes an additional 10% damage as long as you have a competent recon in your team. And how the hell are you gonna play this thing in Season 4 with Pathogen without a recon? So after everything is said and done, these are fire rate, these are grouping, 20 bullets, all went pretty much to the same spot. If this was a Prowler's head, you can bet your sweet ass that Prowler will be dead and buried. The Twilight, guys, I was never a big believer, still not my favorite kind of thing, but it is very, very potent. I can recognize this. And that is why I am redoing the gun. Like, this is the third time. I was not happy with the Season 2 vid, but this one is better, in my opinion, a better configuration, and now it is a much better tool. This is the laminate skin, by the way, that you get from Point Defense Insane. Please don't ask me in the comments. Every time it's the same question. And try this with my Chain of Pain build. It's kind of potent. Tried it, effective stuff. And of course, we'll be streaming later today. Sub, like, share, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about uploads and streams. If you really want to help me out, consider Patreon or get a membership on the channel. It really helps a lot, and streamers have to eat as well. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, Marines. Cheers.